In times of financial crisis, it's common to feel uncertain and even fearful about the future. You may have wondered how to handle these challenges and if there is a way to manage your finances wisely. The good news is that the Bible offers powerful and practical teachings to guide us through times of recession. If you want to learn how to manage your finances during a crisis, this video is for you. We will explore biblical advice that can help you make wiser decisions and face economic challenges with confidence. So, get ready to dive into biblical teachings and learn how you can apply these principles to your life. Grab your water or coffee, find a comfortable spot, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. First point. In times of economic uncertainty, many turn to the Bible for answers. But how exactly can these ancient texts help us navigate a modern recession? The great truth is that biblical teachings are more practical than many imagine. In Proverbs 21 verse 20, we read about the importance of saving and setting aside. In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has. This passage highlights the prudence of saving in times of abundance to be prepared for difficult days. Another example comes from Luke 14 verses 28 to 30, where Jesus talks about calculating the cost before building a tower. This principle can be directly applied to personal financial management, encouraging us to plan and budget ahead, ensuring that we have the necessary resources to face unexpected crises. Moreover, the Bible not only advises us to save, but also to avoid unnecessary debt. In Proverbs 22 verse 7, it says, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." This verse emphasizes the importance of avoiding excessive debt, especially during times of economic uncertainty. Another relevant biblical counsel is the practice of generosity, even in times of hardship. In 2 Corinthians 9 verses 6 to 7, Paul teaches, "Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously." This reminds us that generosity does not depend on our abundance, but on a willing spirit to help others, trusting that God will provide. But how do we balance financial prudence with generosity? The Bible suggests that the secret lies in motivation and balance. In Matthew 6 verse 21, Jesus states, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." This implies that we should be mindful of where we invest our time and money, but always with a generous heart and a spirit willing to share. The Bible offers a comprehensive guide to managing finances in times of crisis. Save wisely, avoid debt, plan ahead, and above all, be generous. These principles not only help us survive financially, but also thrive spiritually, offering a balanced approach to facing uncertainty with faith and wisdom. If you think finances and spirituality don't mix, think again. The Bible is full of practical guidance that can be directly applied to building a solid financial plan. But how do we turn these ancient principles into a practical plan for today? To begin with, one of the most important principles is financial discipline. Proverbs 13 verse 11 teaches us, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." This suggests that accumulating wealth should be a gradual process, with patience and diligence, rather than seeking quick and easy riches. Another key aspect is careful planning. In Proverbs 21 verse 5, we read, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." This reinforces the importance of developing a detailed budget and sticking to a strict financial plan, especially in times of recession when the temptation for impulsive spending may be higher. The Bible also speaks about the importance of diligent work. In Colossians 3 verse 23, we are instructed to work with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. This verse encourages us to be dedicated and responsible in our occupations, regardless of the economic circumstances, knowing that all effort will be rewarded. Furthermore, honesty in business is a recurring theme in the Bible. In Proverbs 16 verse 11, we read that, "Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making. This principle reminds us to maintain integrity in all our financial transactions, respecting others and ourselves. However, one of the most practical pieces of advice is to live within your means. In Philippians 4 verses 11 to 12, Paul says, "I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation." This perspective encourages us to be grateful for what we have, avoiding the constant desire for more, and focusing on being good stewards of the resources we already possess. Finally, trusting God as the provider is a crucial aspect of building a solid financial plan. In Matthew 6 verse 33, Jesus reminds us, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This verse urges us to prioritize our relationship with God and trust that he will take care of our material needs. Thus, building a financial plan based on biblical principles is not only possible, but also extremely beneficial. It offers a balanced approach that combines discipline, planning, diligence, and faith, providing a solid foundation for navigating economic challenges. In times of recession, the instinct may be to close off and protect what's ours. But what if the real solution to our financial struggles lies in opening up to others? The Bible repeatedly emphasizes the importance of community and solidarity, especially in difficult times. But what does this mean in practice? Let's start with the concept of mutual help. In Acts 2 verses 44 to 45, we see an example of the early church. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. This account suggests that in times of need, sharing resources can be a powerful way to ensure no one is left behind. Another biblical example is hospitality. In Romans 12 verse 13, Paul instructs us, "Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality." This principle can be applied not only to sharing financial resources, but also to offering time, attention, and emotional support to those going through difficulties. The idea of cooperation instead of competition is also reinforced in Philippians 2 verse 4, where it says, "Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others." In a competitive economy, this may seem counterintuitive, but cooperation can lead to more sustainable solutions and strengthen community bonds, creating a more robust support network. Collective wisdom is another wealth that the community can offer. Proverbs 15 verse 22 states, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." During times of crisis, seeking advice and experience from others can help avoid financial mistakes and find creative solutions. Moreover, the practice of communal generosity not only helps others but also strengthens our own spirit. In Acts 20 verse 35, Paul quotes Jesus, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." This mindset of giving can transform our approach to finances, shifting the focus from accumulating to sharing and multiplying. Solidarity also involves empathy and emotional support. In Galatians 6 verse 2, we are encouraged to carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. This doesn't only mean financial help, but also being there to listen, support, and encourage others during times of financial stress. Lastly, collective prayer and faith play a crucial role. In Matthew 18 verse 20, Jesus says, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." During crises, uniting in prayer can strengthen faith and bring comfort and renewed hope to face challenges. Therefore, in times of recession, the Bible reminds us that we are not alone. By coming together in community and practicing solidarity, we not only strengthen our bonds, but also find more resilient solutions to economic challenges. Facing an economic crisis can be terrifying, but how can we find peace and emotional stability amid so much financial uncertainty? The Bible offers a powerful answer: through faith and trust in God. The fear of the future is something we all face, but how does the Bible teach us to deal with it? In Philippians 4 verses 6 to 7, we are advised, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This verse encourages us to give our worries to God, trusting that He will provide the peace we need to weather any storm. Another way to combat anxiety is to focus on the here and now. Jesus teaches us in Matthew 6 verse 34, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." This perspective helps us stay present and deal with challenges one step at a time, without overwhelming ourselves with future concerns. The Bible also reminds us of God's faithfulness in providing for His creatures. In Matthew 6 verse 26, Jesus points to the birds. "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" This verse is a powerful reminder that God cares for us and our needs, just as He cares for all creation. Trusting God as a source of security is a recurring theme in the Psalms. In Psalm 46 verse 1, we read, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble." This reinforces the idea that even in times of crisis, we can find security and stability in our faith. Additionally, mutual encouragement is vital. Hebrews 10 verses 24 to 25 urges us to consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another. This verse reminds us that we don't have to face our fears alone. We can find strength and courage in the support of the faith community. Trust in divine promises is also essential. Romans 8 verse 28 says, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." This verse assures us that even in the midst of difficulties, God is working for our highest good. Finally, keeping hope alive is crucial. In Jeremiah 29 verse 11, God reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This promise gives us hope and encourages us to trust that, regardless of the circumstances, God has a plan for our lives. Through faith, we can overcome financial fear and anxiety, finding peace and hope amid the recession. The Bible offers a clear path to navigate these turbulent waters with confidence and serenity. As we navigate the financial challenges of a recession, it is comforting to know that we can find guidance and hope in the Bible. These teachings are not just spiritual advice, but also offer practical guidelines that can transform how we manage our finances and how we relate to others in times of difficulty. Remember, crises are opportunities to grow and trust more deeply in God. By applying these biblical principles to our financial lives, we not only find a way to overcome economic challenges, but also strengthen our faith and our communities. May we all learn to navigate these tough times with wisdom, generosity, and unwavering trust in our Heavenly Provider. If this content touched you positively, leaving a like is the best way to express your gratitude and encourage us to produce more content like this. I also invite you to share the greatest lesson you learned from this video. Leave a comment with your reflection or something that touched you in a special way. I would feel very honored and happy to know how this message impacted your life. See you in the next video.